Hello. I've just finished work. Excuse the mess behind me. Sorry, that's on my right. Yeah, this is flipped. This is no, it's not flipped. That's the right side. That's my stack of boxes with my yarn and what have you. There's blankets up there. Just ignore the mess. All right. I'm living in a tiny two-bedroom unit. Don't judge me. Um, I thought I'd just do quick. I've been wanting to do this for a couple of days. And Salem, who is yeah, let me talk here. Yeah, please. Let's tell him. Let's tell him. He's I've just finished work this minute. Well, about half an hour ago. I've been typing up notes. And I thought I'd just do a quick card pull. But I wanted to talk about sorry guys, you're on my table. I just want to talk about a little bit about past lives. So I was just thinking about it. I thought, well, I was listening to someone earlier about talking about, do past lives exist? Are they real? I've lived it, so I know this. I know maybe at least four of my past lives. I can describe myself. I know what I look like. Most recent four past lives, further back, I've had many lives as a nun and as a monk. I know this. I even I even know where exactly as well, and that's why I live my life almost like a nun. Um, and it suits me fine because I have that strong faith. You see, but so I know my past lives. I've had the most recent past life before this one. I've just had dinner. Sorry. There's this life, obviously. I was born in 1967, but before that, just before that, I was a young First Nations girl, little girl. I would have been about 6 or 7 years old, skin and bone, and I was in a very large yellow dress, sort of like a sleeveless dress with plain top and like a flared skirt, and I had a band-aid on my leg, and I was very sickly in that life, and I was disenfranchised. I felt like I was amongst strangers. I didn't feel like I was with my family. I don't know how I died. I have a feeling it was respiratory issues. I don't know why I get that. The life before that, I was a little boy in either Auschwitz or Dachau, and I was in the ovens. I was gassed in the ovens. I have memory of this. And I had sticky out ears and short blonde hair. And so well, fair hair. It looked fair to me. I could see a image of me. And I have an image of me being in the oven with the doors closing, which is really quite macabre when you think about it. So, and in this life, I've got damaged lung and I've got asthma. So I've respiratory issues in this life. And I also have part of my trauma from when I was younger. I've got complex PTSD. Part of it manifested in the form of hyperventilation and panic attacks. And so looking at my past lives, it makes a lot of sense. Anyway, the life before that one, so it was a little girl, then it was a little boy. The life before that one, I was actually in the Light Brigade. And this is a psychic confirmed this without me telling her any of this. She told me this. And I was in the Light Brigade. There's two Light Brigades, is it the Crimean War? This is more Gallipoli. I was in Gallipoli. I think that's where the second Light Brigade was. And I was, and I used to have images. I used to dream of this when I was a little girl. I was about 8, 9, 10. I used to put a broom between my legs with a belt or something on it and pretend it was a horse and gallop up and down the lounge room. And I had this image of this row of horses on the top of a sand dune, and I was in the middle of it going charge, and we charged. And I would charge, drive mum crazy, charged across the lounge room, screaming charge with some cardboard roll from the toilet roll, something that was long with the cardboard roll, something charge. I used to gallop around the garden. I used to do it at school, gallop around. I just had this memory of being in the Light Brigade. Now, this psychic told me, this is what me telling her. She said, "You were in the Light Brigade, and the horse that you have now was in that horse that you rode in that lifetime, and he saved your life," which explained a lot of things with my horse buddy and things he used to do. And it was quite some of the stuff he did. I look back now and I go, okay, we were like soulmates, that horse and I. I had two horses. The other horse was Freedom, and she was massive. Both of them were ex-pacers, but Freedom had some large horse in her, some heavy horse in her, because she had round. They're both pacers, trotters, and they both have trotters usually have oval hooves because they go like that. They pace, and they trot at the space of a gallop, at the speed of a gallop. But she had big round hooves. Anyway, I'm digressing. So, but she wasn't meant for me. I was meant to save her from the knacker's yard, which I did. I saved her from being euthanized. and she went to another person who was her person, and Buddy was my person. I was his person. He was my horse, and so I had that life with him. And I just knew from a young age, I knew how to ride, and I did. I'm self-taught, so I taught myself, and I rode, and it was not a problem. Um, Different story now. I don't think I'd do it now. I did things then that I wouldn't do now. I mean, put it that way. And then the life before that, um, so it's this one, two, three. The life before that, I remember, and there might have been others in between all of that. Not the first three, but between the third one and the fourth one. One life I had was I was a bishop or a priest or something in the 1700s, and I wore the knickerbockers and the powdered wig and the coat with the tails behind it, early 1700s or whenever that was. Um, and it was in a I was watching a program on TV, about renovating places, and, old historical places, and this was an old church that was being renovated into a home, and I just knew that I knew that church, and it was in Yorkshire, which is ironically where I am from anyway. And this I just knew that I knew this place because I'd actually lived there before, but I'd worked there as the priest that was in that church. And like I said, I have a memory of being a nun in a part of Austria or Bavaria. I've always had an affinity with that area, and there's a church called St. Castor's, I think it is, and I knew it when I saw it on a travel program. The reason I'm telling you all this is because this is something I've carried since I was a little girl. It's something I know in past lives. When I did readings on psychic lines, I did a lot of readings for people. I had them used to call up to me specifically for dream analysis, and I never portrayed myself as a dream analysis. It just happened. And one of my regulars would ring me. She rang me for years and years and years, and there was always analyzing. Oh, I had this dream. She was very intuitive herself, and she had this dream. Can you please tell me what it means? And I said, well, I knew it was very subjective because it was a dream that she had. It was unique to her own. But I would tune in psychically and sort of sense, well, this is why, and da 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 da. And a lot of the things fell into place, things that I didn't, couldn't have known. Um, but that to one side. Because I was listening today to something and someone saying is reincarnation true? And it absolutely is. And the thing that freaks me out in a good way is that I had a cat called Ramesses a long time ago. 1999, I think I got him, and he lived for quite a long time. 2015, he died. Yes, he was about 16. He was oldish, but not that old. He was old, but he was still in good nick. But he came to me in a dream. I asked him, please come back to me because I just wanted more time with him. And he was more of an outdoor cat, and I felt guilty about that. So I wanted him to come back so I could, prove to him that, I could sort of when I was single mum, and he just was an outdoor cat, and I felt guilty because he was an outdoor cat. My other cat stayed inside, but he always stayed outside under the lavender bush in the front garden. He loved it, and he would greet all the kids coming home from school or whatever, and he'd get pats from all the people, and he'd go under his lavender bush again. But he loved it outside. But I did feel guilty because all the other cats got favoritism, you see, and I felt guilty about that. So I said to him, "Can you please come back to me?" So in 2015, it was July the 16th, he died, 2015, and about a year later, uh, no, yeah, about a year later, I had a dream that I was lying on my back with a white kitten with black patches over his ears, and I knew it was Ramesses Ram coming back to me. And my girlfriend and I were talking about it, and she said, "I bet he's coming through my cat." Sure enough, her cat got pregnant not long after that. Her cat was called Luna, and they had four kittens, three little girls and one little boy, and the little boy had white fur and black patches, and that's Salem that I just showed you. And he ended up with me. Wavered a bit, thinking, "Is he right for me?" Because I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure at the time because I thought, "Am I?" I was doubting myself. And my friend looked at me. Are you kidding? You dreamt him. We were there together when you discussed it. How can you doubt it? And I was just concerned. I just thought, well, the cat's got to take to me, and he just didn't seem to. When he was only a little kitten. And I just wanted to make sure I was making the right choice. I just want to make sure I was doing the right thing for the babe, for him, because I had other cats at home. I didn't want to end up having it being a problem. I don't know why, but it was just weird because I'm usually so certain on my intuition. Anyway, so Salem's come back to me. Ramesses has come back to me. Salem, and he's almost identical to Ramesses. Very much a large, huge cat. Ramesses was huge, black, big and black, with a little white dot, little tuxedo. And he was massive, and he was very much like, I used to joke about Ramesses being like horse in Foot Rot Flats. If you know Foot Rot Flats was an Australian comic, and it was very adult, but also kid. But it was sort of very about this all sort of Aussie laid back farming life, and the cat was tough, horse, and that was Ramesses. And so Salem's come back. He's identical to that. The only difference is that he's Salem. He's a tough alpha cat, but he's a big sooky boy, and he loves to be with his mum. And he's quite an anxious cat, is Salem, and now he's stuck indoors. He's not allowed out anymore because he went missing for 11 months a few years ago. And so I've had to keep him in purely because when we're living down in Rockingham, the council, I think, down there has a fine if your cats get caught for $200. I'm not sure they do here. Anyway, so I decided to keep him in because I was frightened of him because he's a flight risk. Anyway, the second reincarnation that I've experienced in the form of an animal is my cat Luna, who's also another Luna. His mum's called Luna, but I called my cat Luna because I'm a witchy type, so I thought I'll just keep it within the family. And the reason I'm saying all this is because animals do reincarnate, but the fact is animals are a pure soul, pure love and pure soul. So sometimes they come back, sometimes they don't. But I actually think that Luna, when I asked these two cats to come back, they did. So Ramesses came back as Salem, and my old cat Rosie, who was a feisty tortoiseshell, who I used to joke that if she had a opposable thumb, and a baseball bat, she'd be lethal. She'd take on every postie cat and dog in the suburb, and that was it. You knew when she was around, she'd scream at you. But we loved each other so much, so much. I miss her now, but she's come back as Luna. And the thing that spins me out is that they're born within a week of each other's birthday. Rosie was born on the 26th of December 2002, I think it was. Yeah. And Luna was born 3 years ago, just around about Christmas time. So just around about Christmas time. So we don't know. She was a barn cat's kitten, so we weren't sure. She just appeared. But they estimate that it was around Christmas time. So they're both Capricorns. Rosie died on the 2nd of January, which is my mum's birthday, my late mum's birthday. So there's a lot of coincidences in that. So Luna is definitely Rosie. She's just like Rosie, feisty. The difference with Rosie and Luna is Rosie was completely fearless and she was dominant. She was a force to be reckoned with. Luna is like that, but diluted, like a force to be reckoned with, light. Like she's feisty, she's passionate. She'll speak her mind, but she's a lot softer and gentler and cuddles more in this life. So I'm making up for the time. I couldn't cuddle Rosie because Rosie was she wanted to cuddle you, but she was just, I don't know, there's just something very, I don't describe it. I'm thinking of it now. She was cuddly, but she wasn't cuddly. She was very feisty. So, and if I moved, I get a growl. So she wasn't cuddly and soft. She was cuddly, but you better watch yourself or you get sunk in kind of cuddly. Whereas Luna is much more soft and cuddly and snuggles into you. And so I feel like I'm getting a second chance with both my cats through this reincarnation thing. I know that my last dog, Gizmo, is coming back to me, and she's shown me what she looks like. She's a bull Araby kind of looking dog with brown patches on her eyes and a black nose. My horse Buddy, I have no idea if he's coming back to me. I did ask him if he'd come back to me, but I don't know if that's going to happen. But reincarnation happens. I'm seeing it the reason I'm telling all this is because I'm seeing it in real life, this reincarnation thing through my animals. So it's reinforced with me that this is reality. And so if you have any reincarnation thoughts or you believe you lived before, don't doubt it. I mean, I don't believe this is it for us. We do go on to the other side. And we do our work up there, and then we decide to come back down because we want to live life again. Life down here on earth is hell on earth. It's a school of life, and it's hard. It's a harder world down here. It's a common thing they say. Spirit knows that they admire us for coming down here because they know how hard it is on the earthly plane. Anyway, so that's my little ramble about reincarnation. I I have that's right. I was having a conversation with Spirit today, as you do, about well, I hope I can come back and do this life again, but I can do it this time without the pain. And because I am missing my mum and my dad a bit more because whatever trauma was there is starting to heal a little bit. But it's just it's because of my this is what saved my own bacon with the grieving process as well, is knowing life goes on. And that's why I'm talking about this as well. So I'm just going to pull some cards today. So I don't know who's out there, and the table's moving because it's a TV dinner table. So I do apologise. Do it there on the chair. Salem, can you blow on the card, Salem? No, okay, all right. Just some good luck from Salem. Yeah, no, I'm getting nothing but disdain from him right now. He's very much how do I describe him? Clint Eastwood, very cool and menacing. You don't mess with him. He's no sense of humor. I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry. Don't be offended. He just turned his head away from me, so I'm joking. I tease. I tease. I love him so much. All right, so we'll pull some cards. Usually cards fall out with me. Oh, just that one nearly came out. Oh, okay. So whoever's watching this and whoever needs a reading. Oh, okay. Well, that's interesting. Okay. Okay. So we'll just. Oh, okay. Uh, okay. We'll limit to what we have here. So let's see. Where do we go with this? So we've got about 7 cards here. So we'll just start here. And I need to get ready for bed soon anyway because I'm tired. But I wanted to do this YouTube for a couple of weeks now. I've been meaning to, but I've been so busy. You're right. Thought it was going to fall off for a minute. You can see the top of his ears. Can you see the top of his ears? Um, he's helping me. Luna's just sitting in her little hammock over there, giving me some condescending looks. Anyway, I don't run this joint. You know that. If you've got cats, you'll know what I mean. We don't rule the household. They do. All right. So the first card I've got is the Nine of Swords. Now, I'm starting with the more negative looking cards first because this is where you're coming from. And this is explaining a lot to me about you and what you've gone through. So if you relate to this, you let me know. And the Nine of Swords is grief and heaviness and depression. But what I get when I look at this psychically and intuitively is relief. There's relief around the corner for you. You have been through hell. I feel like you've given and given. It's almost like you've been bled dry and you've been sucked dry. But I want to say to you that there's an ending now. You're done with this. And but I do get a feeling of, that feeling you get when you've done a really difficult job and it was really hard and it sucked the life out of you, but by golly, you're proud of yourself for doing it. That's what I get when I see this card. Then the next card is the regret card. Now, this is just indicating not looking back, right? Don't worry about what's gone. You can't change it. It's good to look briefly to learn the lesson that you learned from it, the hardship, the Nine of Swords. What are you learning from it? But again, the relief. Remember, there's relief now. It's like a cycle. You're at the end of a cycle, which means a new beginning, which means a legacy of goodwill given to you, and then you're on a wave, and then you can carry it forward. We always go in these cycles, 7-year cycles, sometimes 9, depends on your belief system. But don't have any regrets. Do not regret a single thing. You can't do anything about the past. And even if things went awry, you can't go back to fix it. You can go in the future and learn from it. And if this kind of situation arises again, you can avert it, and go, well, what did I learn from last time? This is about lessons learned and actually accepting that you did the best you could with what you had. Okay. If you see me pausing a little bit, the internet's a bit slow, so I might be a little bit eyes closed, note and skip a few words, that kind of stuff. I'm so sorry. I should have actually I've got 2 internets. I've got the 5G and I've got the NBN. And I should have gone with the NBN just to make sure, because this time of day it gets a bit slow. because everyone's on the internet and the bandwidth. It's an awful reception area here. Anyway, the third card is the judgment card. Now, the judgment card is reward at the end of the time that the hard time that you had. This is guaranteeing reward for efforts rendered, but it's also the trying to figure out when to do it, not to put it on my face. It's also called the reward card or the karma card. So it's about what you've gone through with the Nine of Swords and the Five of Cups is karmic. It's karmic lessons. And one thing I'm learning now in this 30 years of doing this is that karma is not forever. And we go in cycles with karma too. There's different contracts we have with different people and different organizations. So sometimes karma comes to an end, but there's always other things in play in the background. So don't panic if not all your problems are solved, but at least if the major ones are solved for now, that can give you a breather. But this is talking about a major karmic release. This card usually comes in at the end of a karmic cycle, and it's a sign of, well, let's just look. It's like when you meet Peter at the pearly gates. Are you going up? Are you going down? Are you going in? You know, that kind of thing. What do you learn from it? How can we reward you? But I was just joking, by the way. You're not going up or going down. I don't believe in hell, but you know what I mean. It's just Earth is considered the hell plane, but because it's such a difficult plane to live on is the earthly plane. But let's put that to one side. I'm just kind of joking there. But the judgment card is called the reward card. So they're just saying here, you are now looking at all your hard work and how you can reap the rewards now of all your effort. So, but again, remember that what you've gone through is karmic, which means it's life lessons. It's not a death knell. You're not getting a death notice here. It's just about growth and learning. And then you got the Three of Coins reversed, or the Three of Pentacles reversed. Excuse me. So the Three of Coins is about mastery, learning to master what you've gone through. The only thing is when it's reversed, that means that the person is not always looking at what they've learned from it. Then they're kind of reeling from the pain of it right now. And then you point out, well, what are you learning from it? And you kind of say, well, you did so well there. Don't you think you did a good job and you mastered this, didn't you? Couldn't do that before. And the person goes, yeah, you're right. I didn't think of it that way. So this is just a wake up to say, look, just look at what you're learning from this and how well you did. You've done well. It's about mastery. And I dropped the card. All right. So now you've got the Empress card. So this is about with all the cycle, the karmic cycle finished. This is now the perfect time to invest in self-care and looking after yourself. The Empress is pregnant. She's in a field of wheat. Yes, usually it's a field of wheat. The artwork on this card, I'm never quite sure. She's supposed to be pregnant, which is about fertility. It's about abundance, about promise. But it's usually about the Empress usually comes out to do with healing and resting and respite and going within and taking the time to let yourself recover. So it's pretty self-explanatory after what we just described. And then you've got the Ace of Wands, excuse me, which is new career direction or passion, or maybe this is about you starting a career. This is more career than it is job. The coins cards, the Ace of Coins is usually about new job, new employment. The Ace of Wands is more about career. Wands cards are about career. They're more about what your calling is, all right? For example, I cleaned houses for years, right? The coins card would indicate a job in cleaning, right? So it's to do with, it's a job, income. With the Wands card, if I got this, it would be more a passion, like counseling, naturopathy, healing, massage, those kind of things, psychic work. This is what my career card would be, was doing what I love, doing what I'm gifted to do. So sorry. I had an almond. I had make almond bread, and I had some of that with fruit in it as a dessert for my dinner. Sorry. So it was delicious too. So yeah, so you might be looking at what is my passion? Because what you just come out of the other cards I was talking about is like an end of a cycle, and then the Empress is describing resting, but it's also about reviewing and where to next. And this is what they're saying here. Now look where to next. What is your passion? What do you love? Is this a job that you want? Go for it. If you've already got a job and you have me a job, but you want to do a side hustle that's connected to something that's a passion of yours, then do that as well. So And creative is creativity and the initiation or start of something creative. So it could be music, dance, writing, talking. You know, I'm getting judgment again. Sorry. Um, whatever it is in the creative pursuits that you might do, baking, cooking. Uh, oh, so many different things you can do with creativity. And so, yeah, just have a think about it. But, it's also very exciting. I can hear the word now, excitement coming in for you. And going into the last card, which is the Eight of Wands. So, sorry, guys. The Eight of Wands is about things happening swiftly. So don't worry. You might be saying, well, I've been waiting for that for ages and it never happens. When it starts to happen, it'll happen really quickly. And before you know it, you'll be there. But again, this is about swiftness, movement. You'll hear soon. I have to blow my nose. Sorry. When I start talking, it triggers respiratory stuff for me. Sorry. I have damaged lungs, so forgive me. And it creates all sorts of issues for me. But um, so things happening fast. And I do hear, as I'm looking at this card, the imagery in this card, I'm hearing spirits saying, be prepared, because what you want that you thought you'd never get is coming, and it's going to completely take you by surprise, and it's going to come in so bloody fast. You better get yourself ready. I can see, the road runner when its legs speed around, like, oh, holy shit, gotta move. So yeah, when it comes in, it'll come in fast, and you'll yeah, it's going to be. I like this card. The Eight of Wands is a really good card. It makes me feel quite excited when I see it, because it means that things are moving. When you feel you're in stuckness, there's movement there. So I hope that helped you. Um, I'm just in my tracky dacks today because I was planning on exercising, but I had catus interruptus all day. I have two shifts on a Monday and a Wednesday. So I had a morning shift and an afternoon shift, and I have about 2.5 to 3 hours in between both, which I like to get my admin work done in. And I have things like meetings and stuff I have to do in between all that. And some fluffy person with black fur called Luna decided to land on me, fall asleep, and I couldn't get up. And I got a disgusted look when I tried to move. So I had to stop. And I had plans to go outside. I bought a catio to put Salem in so I can go outside, to give us a bit of, a bit of breathing space, because we're all cabin fever here. And I just didn't get a chance to go out and finish that so he can go in it. So, yeah. So anyway, my neighbours think I'm nuts because I'm always talking. I talk for a living. I don't stop talking. I'm talking all the time. But I hope this helps someone. I'm going to try and do this a bit more regularly when I get a chance, because I have that many hobbies. And I'm living life as best I can to the fullest in my own way. And I used to do more of this when I worked on the psychic lines. I always did more of this, you see, on the Facebook pages, the Facebook pages. But they changed their settings so that you have to have over 100 followers to do lives. And I used to have a Najida page. I used to be called Najida as a psychic on the psychic lines, because there was like 5 Lisa's on the line. So I had to call myself something different. So I called myself my belly dancing name. And I had like 367 followers on my Facebook page, but I shut it down. And then on this current page, I reopened a new page, and I've only got like 64, I think, 70 people on the page, and that's fine. That's fine. No big deal to me, but I can't do my lives anymore on that. So I just thought I'll do it this way. On my psychic witchy type person Instagram page, I have to have up to 1,000 followers before I can go live. So I have to uploading videos onto Instagram took forever. It took like 4 hours sometimes, depending on how long the video was, like 15, 20, 30 minutes. And it would take 4 hours to upload. And I gave up in the end, so I thought, stuff it. I'll just start reigniting my YouTube stream and live and do it that way. So, yeah, excuse me. And I am a storyteller, so I will be telling stories. If you don't like that, scroll past. Um, but if you like it and you want to hear more, then yeah, hang around, like, share. I just love talking. I love creating content. I'm writing a book at the moment. I think I said that last time. I'm writing a book at the moment. I've got another book to write based on the matriarchy, and maybe not the matriarchy. Well, it's based on the matriarchy, but I'm not going to focus on that because there are other books written on the matriarchy. But it's basically going to be about the strength of women. But I haven't figured out the title yet. But the current book I'm reading, it's about overcoming things through my experience as a counselor, psychic medium, and a naturopath, and a mixture of all of it. But that's all from us. Thank you for following. Yeah, and maybe I don't know. I'll try and share this on one of my pages or both of my pages and go from there. And yeah, I'll do another live soon. I'll stop talking. I can't stop talking. I keep talking. Where's the? Hang on. Where's my mouse? End stream. I've got to press the button that says end stream. Bye. Bye. See ya.